Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is
John.
No, Thunder. Thunder. We make sure we get our pronouns correct. Thunder. Okay. What we want to bring to you, or we want to share with you, is this schedule is a monster. It's a good monster, but there's a lot of variables that go into it that the average person, if you're just taking a quick look-see in, doesn't get. Right, John?
That's right.
And so to give you some context first, before we have a draft guideline for this year, and we're going to tell you how we're going to schedule. And this may be 1, 2, 3 videos. But to give you some context for how these teams are built or what we're dealing with on our side, I think will be very helpful. Because how many teams are we going to have in the Bantams this year?
I'm going to guess 70.
70. And our smallest age group is traditionally our Gremlins.
Yeah.
And they're right around 45-ish.
I bet we have 50 to 55.
But the numbers go. So each age group or each division varies a great deal. And so let me tell you how we schedule. Now, in the old days, it used to be Alta played Bingham. Wasatch would play Clearfield. All of your A teams would play the other district's A teams. B teams, it was just a mishmash. But we contend, and we've proved it out over the last couple of years, that all teams and districts and divisions inside districts are not created equal. And we give labels to teams that effectively are not on the same level. And we also know that when we rank teams, there's a really big difference between numbers 12 and even 13.
Yeah, you can have a cliff.
Yeah, a big cliff.
A big cliff.
24 and 26, and all the way down. So, back to the context part. So if we look at this board, we've got teams for scheduling. And so we're going to say, hypothetically, we have 70 teams in this division. So our large districts, we're going to start with them. Our large districts, they can have 45 to 100 players, maybe even more than 100 players in a division.
An age group. Yep.
In one age group. Mm-hmm. And so that will be consistent of an A team, a B1 team, and B2 through B6 teams. So how we do this has got to be methodical, because an A team, well, let's jump over to the next division. Medium-sized districts, they will have an A team and a B team. Generally, they have about 12 teams in their whole organization. Then we go to the small districts let's back up. On the medium districts, generally in a division, 28 to 56 players. Now, our rules state you cannot split until you have 28 kids. But you're a coach. Mm-hmm. How easy is it to coach 28 kids in a division?
Impossible.
And get them 10 plays.
Can't do it.
So we recommend small teams. We want the kids to have playing time. We want them to have an incredible experience. Well, an incredible experience is playing in front of mom and dad, grandma and grandpa on Saturdays. It's not riding the pine because we need to win a game. So medium districts in an age group or a division, they can have 28 to 56 kids. Now let's jump down to the small districts. Small districts have an A team. That is basically the only team in that division. And guys, we can have as few as 12 players. At 28, they now have to. But what happens in the small district where you get, how many guys do you have to have in skill positions?
Well, 6, 5, 3, 4.
What if we have a team that only has 3 skill players and the rest are X-Men?
That's the problem.
It's a problem. Mm-hmm. Because of the way they play. Not everybody can play on the field at once, especially if you're over the weight. And that's done for safety purposes. So 12 to 28 team. So this team, this A team, is not created like an A team over here, but they get the same designation going across. And the only time we get a B1 team is when we know we've got 3 teams in a division in a district. Now, our medium-sized districts, we can have a district that has one division with an A team, another division with an A and a B team, and another division with an A, B1, and a B2 team. So let's tell you how they would line up theoretically in play. And then we're going to get into the draft. Because this year the guidelines for the draft go across the board so it's uniform. So that when we get into the scheduling part of this, we can tell you how the algorithm and everything works so you have an idea. Because our goal is not 40-point blowouts. Our goal is 2 touchdowns or less wins. We prefer those extra points.
Yeah.
That is the name of a podcast that I listen to all the time.
We need consistency in the draft so we can do our schedule right.
So, John, now you made me lose my train of thought.
I have that effect.
You do. So back to this. Large districts can have multiple teams. They have this many players to choose from. Medium districts have this many kids and may have an A or a B. And small districts. So, a B1 team. I contend that the second 20 kids in a large district should be able to compete with the medium district's A team and definitely compete with the small district's A team. And occasionally it doesn't happen, but that B1 team can contend with those. But a B team from a medium district cannot contend with an A team in these two, but they can possibly contend in a really small district, possibly. But then that may not even be right, because let's say you have 28 kids. The A team takes the first 14. What does the B team get?
What's left?
What's left? Well, what's left may be kids that have never played the game and they're now gridiron age. So, yeah, this team's probably not going to compete with that. But how do we keep this team competitive with these teams? Therein lies a big challenge.
Especially this. Doesn't really work either.
Because people in the large districts go, okay, well, that's their B1 team. No, it's their only B team. That's their leftovers. That's the ones who didn't get on the A team. So hopefully this context here gives you a little bit of an idea of how we schedule. In our next video, we're going to tell you the guidelines, because it's really important they draft the teams according to this, because this is how we're scheduling. Mm-hmm. And nobody can hide. If you're a B team, let's say you're a B2 team, and you're blowing everybody out 40-0 after the first 5 weeks, the algorithm's going to move you up where you're potentially playing teams that are out of your league.
Stacking B teams doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Not anymore.
That day is come and gone. But again, we're going to end this segment by saying we want good games. We want competitive games. We don't care who wins.
Let's make it fun for the kids, right?
Absolutely. Coaches, get your certification done. This is something you can reference and come back to, because this is how we look at teams in the Ute Conference. Jeff Gorange, Thunder Halliburton, we're out.
Thunder and lightning.